All right, Relentless Game, turning life's chaos into power. So we have we're going to do it a little bit different today. I went to my email list and asked the other day, well, how can I help you? What are you struggling with? And so I got an idea to answer the questions, and then we can send because a lot of individuals struggle with the same stuff. So answer these questions, give them some different paths on how to get there. So we will start. So I got why do I keep falling back into the same patterns even after I get momentum? So from what the email was saying, he's just frustrated because he can start, but he can't sustain. And I've been there when it comes to, I've done like with a lot of different things, especially like nutrition and things like that. One thing I came to my mind first is we have two versions of ourselves. We have the real true version of ourselves, and we have our false self. Mm-hmm. There's an old kind of like, I won't say wise tale, but there's a story of a guy with his grandson, and he's telling him, he's like, there's two sides of you. There's a side of you that is a dark side, and there's a side of you that's kind of a light side. Mm-hmm. And he explained, and he's like, he used it as like two wolves. You have the dark wolf, and you have the white wolf. And he said, like the dark wolf, what will happen is like we don't feed the dark wolf. Like we leave the dark wolf alone because he's the version of ourselves that's like that false self that we don't really like want to talk about the stuff that we're doing that we are not real proud of or whatever. And then you have the white wolf, and the white wolf is like, it's all the good stuff, right? It's the all the great things that we do, all the good side of us. And so what will happen is like that black wolf will sit back and he'll just wait. And when you've gained momentum, when you're doing something good, when the white wolf's got a good amount of food, he'll come and he'll just snatch up and take the food because he's not getting fed. That you're not given that dark side. You're not going and understanding. And this is what and so like, how do you solve that is you feed both sides. Yeah. Like you let the dark side know, like that dark wolf know, like, hey dude, I know you have a role and I know you need to come out sometime. Like this weekend, like you are the most, like when I think white, like I think like you just like you're a good dude. You care for people on another level, but there's a dark side of you too. And like on this weekend, like you tapping your dark side by having a competition, mm-hmm. So you can like tap into that. Yep. This is what I talk about with like the Guerrilla Alliance is it's a controlled strength. Like there's a gorilla can sit there and can delicately pick a flower. They eat vegetables. Like they don't mess with you. But at the same time, if you mess with its troop, its family, but then you mess with the gorilla, then the gorilla can powerfully crush your skull with the same intensity. And in this life, you need both of those versions. You need to be able to know that like, hey, I can handle things if I need to handle things, but at the same time, I could be gentle. And I could be caring, and I can have empathy. I show empathy, but that don't mean I'm weak, right? I can be gentle, but not weak. And so with this, it's tapping in and giving yourself that, because what's happening is you're sabotaging your results, and sabotaging your results because you're only focused on all the good side, but you need to give and you need to feed into that dark side. That dark side's there and has gotten you to this place of you've got to have that guy to get you the results that you want sometimes. Don't have to like use him a lot. And if you can control him, that's the beautiful side of it. Control him to go like, okay, bro, it's your time to do work. And then you go tap into that, into it during that workout. Yeah. You have something you want to share there?
Yeah. I think, people have They need to change their identity because they've been this person for so long that they just think this is who I am. And so whenever you're trying to become that new version of yourself, you're still got this old identity in the back of your brain. And so with that, you go, yeah, I'm trying to be the workout guy. I'm trying to eat better. I'm trying. But at the end of the day, you still haven't changed. No, this is what I'm doing. This is the role I'm stepping into.
What's that side too that I'm saying too is like you have that side that says, hey, I'm going to have just 1 or 2 beers.
Mm-hmm.
And then you have that side that goes, hey, let's have 4,000 or 5,000 beers. Hey, I'm just going to have a couple pieces of pizza. Hey, let's eat the whole pizza. That's what I'm talking about, those two sides. So it's like the identity wise, it's like, hey, this is who I am. And I know, and this is what versions of me, like right now that I'm dealing with is like, and I'm just being real with you, man. Like, the more I've listened to, and the, the guy we talk about,
Yeah.
the more I listen to him, I realize that like, dude, I've had an eating issue in the past. There's no doubt about it.
Yeah.
And I've slowly started killing that version off.
Yeah.
Or I wouldn't be able to, I wouldn't be able to keep it together. Like, obviously, like you talked about the other day on this picture. I'm like, bro, like it baffles me because I know that like he's still struggling with it.
Oh yeah. Clearly.
Going a little off there. But my point is like, embracing it, like me just shining a light on that, going like, hey, this is me. This is who makes me. Like don't have to be all in, all out all the time. But like if I'm going in on something, like that's a strength that I can be and go all in and do what needs to be done. But it's not a strength at all times. And so like when the nutrition side of it, that's not a strength.
Mm-hmm.
That's a weakness. I had to see that differently to see like, that's a weakness that I can't control myself on wanting to have this or this or that. Okay, I see that. And you start to kill off a version of yourself, your identity.
Yep.
You start to kill off the version of yourself. You think that you kill that dude off, that he's just gone and he's not going to come back and try to fight back for more.
Yeah.
He's going to show back up. That's the devil. That's whatever you want to call it. Is coming back to go because it knows you knows who you were and that you're your weakness as far as that stuff goes. So just because you've gotten rid of him doesn't mean that he's totally dead. He can still come back and get you as far as that stuff goes too. So that's why the identity goes. It's like, all right, I see this happening, and maybe you go and you knuckle up with him a little bit, but then you just go your opposite way.
Yeah. Well, that version will never fully go away. The pieces about yourself that you don't like, there's always going to be a small piece because you've been that before. Mm-hmm. Your brain doesn't forget that. There's always going to be that small piece, but the more, it's just all about putting in reps. It takes time, but the more that you show yourself, this is the direction I want to go, and actually sit back and look at all the benefits that brings you, that's what's going to make you want to go in that direction even more. And then you start to see the benefits that you're getting for that, the more you'll start to put the eggs in that basket and the less you'll start to go. So it's really just relentless pursuit of just continuing to try to better yourself and not letting that old version that you don't want to be anymore keep you stuck there. It's go, hey, yeah, I messed up. This is where we're at, but I'm going to get right this time, and just not letting it continue to drag you down, and just pick your head up and keep going.
Yeah.
It's a process, and you have to trust it.
Yeah. And learn from it. Like,
yes.
Like, what did I learn here? What do I want to do differently next time? And then go. And now you're aware of it, and awareness precedes change. Once you're aware, you can change it. So that's how you get the momentum back, is you get back up and you get right back to it, but you learn from what if you saw a big hole there, you're not going to step in the hole, trip over it. And then the next time you run past it, go, oh, there's a big hole. I'm going to step in again. You go, oh, okay, I see you, bro. And then you roll around the other side of it and keep on trotting.
Yeah.
The second one was, how do I rebuild trust with my wife and kids after breaking so many promises? This one is, for me, it's like you just start with the next thing. And so I look at this, I always look at like a scoreboard, and there's a scoreboard, and it's like my score and like the other team's score. And with each decision that I make, I'm either getting a point on my side, or it's deducting a point and adding it to the other team. And so now it's like it's a game of, okay, with each decision. And so when I look at this is my answer is I would tell you is you got to continue to make and pile up wins and points. And when you say something, you do something. Like when you follow through with it. Core value number 1, do what you said you were going to do. And if you start to take that role on and you start to become that version of yourself where it's just like, hey, I do what I said I was going to do. Are you going to be perfect? No. But now when you slip up, it's going to be like you've stacked so much evidence up that's like, oh, dude, you messed up. You're human. But you just continue to mess up and say you're going to do something and don't follow through with it, then that's why that she's not ever going to trust you. And then that's
100% the way. I mean, you have to, what mistake did you make to lose that trust? And then just pause in that and reflect on that. And what did I do? And what direction do I need to go from there? Because you're going to have to make a 180 from what you just did. And then at that point, obviously, like, we're human. We want people to forgive us immediately and we want things to change immediately. But it's you're going to have to do a lot of right over and over and over again in your life before they even trust you. And it's on their timing. You're the one that broke the trust. You have to take accountability for the mistake that you made. But then you have to realize, okay, this is the facts of what I did and where I'm at. This is what I need to do to get into that direction. And then just keep investing. But it's going to take just deep, like just admitting what you did wrong, and then just investing into yourself day after day after day, and just remember that feeling that you had whenever you let them down, and use that to fuel you to never get back to that situation again.
Yeah.
But sit in that feeling, like actually feel that.
That's the thing is like what you like. I like that, sit in it, because most individuals won't sit in it. They'll sedate in it. So they'll overeat in it. They'll whatever it may be that their vice, they'll do more of that. And that's the thing. So,
yeah.
The next one, I feel like I'm doing everything I'm supposed to, working out, reading, praying, but I still feel hollow. What am I missing? So we've been studying, it seems forever that we were in Galatians.
Yeah. We're out of it now. But
and so when I read that, like, that's what I think is, it's like, it's doing all the things thinking that you're going to earn your way to like heaven. Mm-hmm. And with the same intensity that is the example I use, it's the same thing that you can check all the boxes. And I see this all the time with guys that, like, I'll give them like simple stuff like the core 4. Get the core 4, break a sweat, take in some fuel, right? And send a couple text messages out, study something, and then declare what you learned from it. Meditation, and then the other side of it is doing the stack or whatever. And so they'll be like, oh, I did the stack, but I did it inside my head. You know what I mean? It's like, that's a check in the box, bro. You didn't do it. Mm-hmm. The text messages, oh, my wife texted me that she loved me. And so I texted her back and said, I love her. So that's the appreciation. It's like, no, you're being intentional with the message that you're sending out. Mm. It's not checking a box so you get the points so that you are on the top of the leaderboard on the score. It's doing it with the intention of why you're doing it, so you can make a connection, and you can, you never know. And I've done this a million different times where I've sent the text message out to somebody and they're like, bro, you don't know how much I needed that message just right now. So my point in this is like, you got to quit the checking the boxes and trying to do all the right things, and do the right things with intent. And you put your attention on your intentions, then now we'll start to actually make some progress, because here's the thing, deep down, you know that you're not doing it with integrity.
That's integrity right there. That's exactly what I was going to say, is whenever you're investing into those areas, like, invest into it actually wanting to get some fruit from those things that you're doing. And if you're just checking that box, you're not changing the person that you are. Mm-hmm. And so 100%, like, whenever you, like, what does it say here? I'm working out. Well, do you enjoy the kind of working out that you're doing? Do you enjoy, if you don't enjoy it, you're not going to do it for long term. Same thing, I'm reading the Bible. Or are you actually praying to God before you get into that word to actually like, hey, I want to gain some wisdom. I want to gain some insight. But the thing is, you're just doing these things, but you're not seeing any fruit from it because you're not doing it with integrity. So 100%, like you actually invest into those things, find out in each domain of your life, what is it that you actually want to get some fruit from, and then put all that effort into it. And then once you start seeing that fruit, it's like anything else. You start seeing the results, you're going to want to continue to do it. So actually, have some passion about what you're doing and really try to get the gain from it that way.
Let's go one more.
Yep.
We'll save the rest of them for next time. How do I stay disciplined when my work environment with friends or even family keeps pulling me back into to bad habits? So from the sounds of it, he's trying to change, but he feels like that he's doing it on his own. Nobody's pushing him to get better. They're actually doing the opposite as far as that goes. For me, that's set the standard. I don't care what anybody else is doing around me.
Mm-hmm.
Like, if I want individuals to follow me, if I want individuals to start getting healthy, if I want individuals to stop drinking, if I want individuals to start going into church or getting in their Bible more, I'm just going to get as fit and healthy as I can. And then I'm going to be the lighthouse that shines and says like, hey, you want to come this direction, but I'm going with or without you. If I'm trying to get in the word, I'm getting in the word daily. I'm showing them, I'm sharing with them the insights that I'm getting. Same intensity when it comes to anything that you're doing. Put a focus on why you're doing it and take yourself out of this, like this place of like, oh, well, they're not doing it, or you set the standard, you be the example, you show people what's possible. And now they'll start following you. There's too many of you that are tugboats. And what I mean by tugboats is like, you want everybody to like, you want to start getting healthy. So then you go to your wife and go like, you really need to start eating healthy too. And it's like, hey bro, you got a gut. You take care of you and get the gut off, and she'll see that you're serious. And then she won't want to be left behind, and she will start to follow your path. But telling everybody what they should do, not the way to do it. So how to stay disciplined with it when it comes to it is just with, again, another identity place is going like, this is my identity. I said I was going to do this, and I'm a man that does what I said I was going to do. And so I'm going to set the standard. I'm going to do the things that need to be done, and they'll follow. And because if they truly were going to roll with me anyway, they'll follow my path. Especially it's going to get them results, and they see positive results in me.
Yeah. And way easier said than done, but stop letting your environments dictate your actions. Oh, yeah, I wanted to follow this 90-day plan, but 20 days in, we're going on this trip. And I know for those 7 days, like I'm going on a trip. So you're letting that trip affect your results. Like why that trip doesn't care about your results. So stop letting the environment that you put yourself in dictate your actions. And if you don't have the control to be able to do that, then you probably shouldn't be in that environment. But I think you got to take pride in being that guy that does go to the movie theater with their family. And it's like, no, I don't want the candy and the popcorn. And if you're always telling yourself, oh, well, anytime I sit down at night and I watch movies with my family, I always eat this or I always do that. Like, take pride in being the guy that doesn't do that. And then whenever they ask you, you're not going to do this, you're not going to eat that. Oh, you're at a birthday party, you're not going to eat cake. And you're just like, no, I'm good. And it's not like you have to be, of course not. I'm the healthiest man. Don't be that guy. But also don't be the guy that feels like you have to fall victim to the environment that you're in. Take pride in being the person that you want to become. And then just become that person. If you do that enough and you get reps in after reps, it starts to become easier to put yourself into those environments and not do those things.
We'll end it on this. You guys, you that are avoiding taking action because there's always something else that's in the way of it right now, whether that be like, I went off the other day as far as like on a guy that was just like not taking action on the simple stuff now because he was going through a busier time in his life. And I'm like, you are legit holding yourself back from skill sets and a different mindset. Because if you stepped into this, that I got to get this done. And like, and yes, it's busy, but I'm going to figure out how to get it done. Then when life slows down, now you've built a discipline, you've built a new mindset, you've built new skill sets, and you become a different version. And what starts to become hard to everybody else, it's actually simple to you, because you just go like, oh, well, I just have, and I follow through and I do these things, because you've built these skill sets up when everybody else avoided it because it's summertime and I don't want to work out right now, or I've got a vacation coming up, so I'm going to wait until I get back. And it's like, no, start working out now, go on your vacation, work out during your vacation, allow yourself to have some slip ups and stuff and enjoy vacation, but then still make good choices and still move and do the things, because that's your identity and it's who you are. And then you start to be that person where it's like, hey, whenever I go somewhere, I don't have to be, I work out wherever I go, or I eat and I have and stuff. This is how you build skill sets. This is how you build mindset to set yourself up to win long term. Is, okay, there's going to be some problems and some resistance here. I'm stepping into this and I'm going to rock with it.
Yeah.
And I'm going to do everything my best, my ability. And on the other side of it is I'll be better because I went through that instead of avoided it and went around that. So,
well, let's be honest, man. We're always going to be busy. There's always going to be resistance, and you can always make that excuse in your head of, well, I'll start when this. I'll start whenever the time's right. The time is now to take action. There's always going to be resistance, and the more that you allow yourself to fall into that excuse of, I'll do it whenever the time is right, you're going to stay stuck right there. You're going to stay stuck in that spot, because there's always something that's going to try to hold you back. Resistance hits the hardest whenever you're trying to level up your life. And so if you take, and what I would say, if you take action when you're the busiest, think about whenever things do slow down. You've already showed yourself, I can do it whenever it's hard.
Yeah, that's
so
what
I'm
saying.
thriving whenever it's easier.
Yeah. That's why I would, anything that I step into, like I have overwhelming data and results that show me that, like, it doesn't matter what's thrown at you. Seth's going to show up and follow through and do what he says he's going to do. Whether it's a lawsuit, whether it's losing my dad, whether it's losing my whole staff, whether it's like anything, COVID, whatever is coming at me, like, come at me.
Yep.
And understand, like, this is the other side. I was in Psalms 121, verse 6 and 7 today. And it's like, God's with me at all times. He sees me through all these, and I'm looking at it, and I look at it and I'm like, oh yeah, well, that doesn't mean that you're not going to have pain, that you're not going to, like, God is like building you up through your issues and your problems. And you're going to deal with that pain because it brings you and it gets you closer to him, but it also refines you and forges you and builds you up as well. So yeah, God's with us at all times, but this, because we're going through some pain and things like that, doesn't mean that God's not, he's in everything. Yeah. And so if he's in this, then he knows that that's going to be some painful. He knows it's going to hurt, but he also knows on the other side of it, you're going to come out a better leader and a better follower of him, and you're going to be closer to him, and you're going to learn more through that pieces of it. So, like, that's why we can't avoid the problems, because the problems are there to refine us and to forge us and to make us better. Reel that one.
That was good. And God gives his strongest warriors the hardest task. He's given you that. He's placing that in your life because he knows this guy's got the skill sets to be able to handle it. And if you're always the guy that makes excuses, you're not even going to be put in that position to be able to do that. No one can rely on you.
It changes your way of looking at problems and stuff. Like, I legit, like, if there is, and I say this, and I think we have a real already, like, shot up on this one. It's like, when there's resistance, when there's problems, when there's issues, like, I legit look at it, and I've just changed the way I look at it to look at it and go, like, that means I'm headed in the right direction.
Yep.
Let's go.
Yep.
And like, if it was just easy and I was just like, oh, this is easy breezy, then I'm heading the wrong way.
Yeah.
I'm about to get smacked upside the head. So
you sent me a Denzel Washington reel on that just the other day, talking about that. Yeah.
Well, it's just natural. Like men that are called, like men that are like leaders. And that's what I want to build. I want to build men that are savage leaders around me because each and every one of you are called, but a few of you are taking the action and actually follow through with that. And that's a big part of it is like you're sitting back and you're dying inside because you know that God created you to be this version that is taking on way more and leading way more and doing way more and being the man that he created so that you can lead the way that you are. And it's all these right here can be wrapped up in is you're not following through with doing the things that you know that you need to do. And by you not showing up and being the man that you know you need to, you're going to continue to suffer. You're going to continue to beat yourself up. You're going to continue to fall into self-sabotage because you haven't proven to yourself that you're the guy that shows up and that's ready to strap up and go to war regardless of what's stepping in front of you. And when you start to own that, then God's going to, we're going to have something way different for you on the other side. And you're going to actually look forward to the resistance and the problems that come instead of avoid them. And on that side of it is that's you and you're that guy that wants to be built up. Maybe you are a soft Christian guy right now. Your body looks like the Pillsbury Doughboy. You're in the Bible every day, but your fruit doesn't look like it. Then I and him would love to work with you because what we want to do first is forge you in and make you physically the leader that you were created to be. But on the other side of it, get you thinking that way as well. We get these two pieces where you start thinking differently and you start acting differently physically, start making moves. What starts to happen is you start to then see things differently. You start putting your focus in things that actually matter, that are going to build you and move you into the man that God created you to be. And then on the backside of that, once we got that body and that mind taken care of, then we can start to go into the more of the have it all side of it. And the have it all side of it is, I want to be the guy that walks into the room and they're like, damn, what is that dude doing? But at the same time, I want to walk in with my wife looking at me like she's like in love and like so grateful and so proud of me. And the same thing with my son. I want to have a relationship with God where he's co-counseling. He's like pointing me in the direction and co-creating with me and showing me where I need to go next. And I armor up and take action with him. But at the same time, I want to have a business that also is helping build and helping other individuals be the versions of themselves that God created them to be, and then be able to give back more from what we're building. And we do that in every area. And it's not one of these things that we talk about like this might work. It's like, no, it's what we do. And it starts with 90 days in the game to 180. So it's as simple as you can go in my bio on my Instagram or Facebook. It's seth.p.humphrey on either one, Facebook and Instagram. You can go on there, and in my bio, you're going to see Game to 180. Click that bad boy, and let's set up a time to chat, and we'll get you in working with us. Have anything else you want to go from there?
Yeah, that's it, man. I mean, a lot of guys look at this right now and they go, dude, all that just sounds so hard. And it's back to what we talked about. They just don't have the skill sets yet to be able to feel like they can conquer these things. But it's all about building those skill sets, and what feels hard now is going to become easier in the future, and then we just keep leveling up from there. But if the more you don't take action, the more you'll never have those skill sets to be the version you want to be.
And if you're in this place where maybe right now you're just not in a place to maybe hire coaching, get it. Then we have the Relentless Faith Bible Experience. That's 7 a.m. every Friday on Zoom. I can hook you up with that as well. You can shoot me a message and I'll actually give you the Zoom link. But this is something that you can actually start to get in proximity. Like you can be around me and around other guys every Friday. We can start to hold you accountable that you start to see, start and sustain. You start to take action on those things. And you start to build that way to where you get to a place that then you can jump in with us on that side of it too. And that's free. And that's getting proximity. That's getting around and start to make moves. And then start to build you up to a place where we can start to get into the coaching side of it and go from there. So we would love to have you. So for Christian, Seth Humphrey, have a fantastic day, and we'll see you on the other side.
This is a relentless game.